Sir Timothy Miles Bindon. Tim Rice is an English lyricist and author, an Academy Award, Golden Globe Award, Tony Award and Grammy Award-winning lyricist. Rice is best known for his collaborations with Andrew Lloyd Webber, with whom he wrote Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Jesus Christ Superstar and Evita, with Bjorn Ulvaeus and Benny Andersson of ABBA, with whom he wrote Chess, and for additional songs for the 2011 West End revival of The Wizard of Oz, and for his work for Walt Disney Studios with Alan Menken, Elton John, and Ennio Morricone. Rice was knighted by Elizabeth II for services to music. He has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, is an inductee into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, is a Disney Legend recipient, and is a Fellow of the British Academy of Songwriters, Composers and Authors. Early life. Rice was born at Shardalows, an historic English country house near Amersham, Buckinghamshire, United Kingdom that was requisitioned as a maternity hospital during World War II. His father, Hugh Gordon Rice, served with the 8th Army and reached the rank of Major during World War II, whilst his mother, Joan Odette, served in the Women's Auxiliary Air Force as a photographic interpreter. After the war, they worked for the de Havilland Aircraft Company. Education. Rice was educated at 3 independent schools: Aldwarkbury School in Hertfordshire, St Albans School, and Lancing College. He left Lancing with GCE A-levels in history and French and then started work as an articled clerk for a law firm in London. Having decided not to apply for a university place, he later attended the Sorbonne in Paris for a year. Career. After studying for a year in Paris at the Sorbonne, Rice joined EMI Records as a management trainee on 6 June 1966. When EMI producer Norrie Paramore left to set up his own organization in 1968, Rice joined him as an assistant producer, working with, among others, Cliff Richard. Rice has collaborated with Andrew Lloyd Webber, with whom he wrote Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Jesus Christ Superstar, Evita, Cricket, and the Likes of Us. For the Walt Disney Company, Rice has collaborated individually with Alan Menken and Elton John, creating productions including Aladdin and The Lion King. In 1996, his collaboration with Lloyd Webber for the film version of Evita won Rice his 3rd Academy Award for Best Original Song with the song You Must Love Me. Rice has also collaborated with Bjorn Ulvaeus and Benny Andersson of ABBA on Chess and with Rick Wakeman on the albums 1984 and Cost of Living. Rice is a Fellow of the British Academy of Songwriters, Composers and Authors, along with his brother Joe and the radio presenters Mike Reid and Paul Gambaccini. He was a co-founder of the Guinness Book of British Hit Singles and served as an editor from 1977 to 1996. He has also been a frequent guest panelist for many years on the radio panel games Just a Minute and Trivia Test Match. Rice often jokes that he is most recognized in America for his appearance in the film About a Boy. The film includes several clips from an edition of the game show Countdown on which he was the guest adjudicator. His other interests include cricket and maths. He wrote the foreword to the book Why Do Buses Come in Threes by Rob Easterway and Jeremy Wyndham, and featured prominently in Tony Hawk's One-Hit Wonderland, where he co-wrote the song which gave Hawks his top 20 hit in Albania. He released his autobiography Oh What a Circus, the autobiography of Tim Rice, in 1998. Which covered his childhood and early adult life until the opening of the original London production of Evita in 1978. He is currently working on a sequel, covering his life and career since then. Rice was made a Knight Bachelor by Queen Elizabeth II in 1994, was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 1999, and was named a Disney Legend in 2002. In 2008, Rice received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He is writing 8 lyrics to Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky's ballet, The Nutcracker. The working title is The Nutcracker, The Untold Story. On the 2nd of December 2010, he addressed the 8th Bradman Oration in Adelaide. Rice was reunited with Andrew Lloyd Webber in 2011 to pen new songs for Lloyd Webber's newest production of The Wizard of Oz, which opened in March 2011 at the London Palladium. Rice has, however, rejected working with Webber again, claiming their partnership has run its course, and they are no longer relevant as a team. He also took part in the Bush Theatre's 2011 Project 66 Books, for which he wrote a piece based upon a book of the King James Bible on 15 in. The 22nd of October 2011, Rice was guest presenter for the BBC Radio 2 show Sounds of the 60s, standing in for regular presenter Brian Matthew, who was unwell. Personal life. Rice married Jane McIntosh on the 19th of August 1974, having met when working at Capital Radio. The marriage dissolved in the late 1980s after the British tabloid newspapers revealed that he had been conducting an affair with actress-singer Elaine Paige. Jane retains the title Lady Rice, as despite obtaining a divorce decree, Nizzy Tim never made it absolute, and therefore they remain technically married. Lady Rice manages the family's 33,000-acre Dundonald estate, which Sir Tim bought in 1998 for £2 million. She has won awards for her conservation work with red squirrels. They have 2 children, Eva, a novelist and singer-songwriter, and Donald, a film director who also helps to run Dundonald. Eva, who was named after the title character from Evita, is the author of the novel The Lost Art of Keeping Secrets, which was a finalist for the British Book Award Best Read of the Year. Sir Tim also has a daughter from another relationship with Nell Sully, an artist called Zoe. Tim Rice supports Sunderland AFC Football Club. He was awarded an honorary doctorate of letters by the University of Sunderland at a ceremony at the Stadium of Light in November 2006. He was also a supporter of the Conservative Party, but in 2007 stated that the Conservatives were no longer interested in him and that his relationship with the party had irrevocably changed. He was reported in early 2014 to be a donor for the UK Independence Party. However, he has since stated in an interview for Chat Life that the article was referring to a one-off payment that he made at a dinner event held by the party around 2 years earlier advocating opposition to wind turbine construction, and that he was not a member or regular donor to any political party. Despite his disenchantment with the Conservative Party, Rice joined Andrew Lloyd Webber, both supporters of Margaret Thatcher, at her funeral in 2013. Describing his religion, Rice has stated, "Technically I'm Church of England, which is really nothing, but I don't follow it. I wouldn't say I was a Christian. I have nothing against it." Conversely, he also stated that he adapted the biblical stories of Joseph and Jesus to musicals because "I'd always rather take a true story over an untrue one." Rice runs his own amateur Heartaches cricket club, the name inspired by an Elvis Presley song. In September 1981, Rice, along with Colin Webb and Michael Parkinson, launched Pavilion Books, a publishing house with a publishing focus on music, the arts. He held it until 1997. Rice is patron of London-based drama school, the Associated Studios. According to the Sunday Times rich list of British millionaires from the world of music, Rice is worth £149 million as of 2013. Musical theatre. 1968 Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat with music by Andrew Lloyd Webber. 1970 Jesus Christ Superstar with music by Andrew Lloyd Webber. 1976 Evita with music by Andrew Lloyd Webber. 1983 Blondel with music by Stephen Oliver. 1984 Chess with music by Benny Andersson and Bjorn Ulvaeus. 1986 Cricket with music by Andrew Lloyd Webber. 1992 Tycoon with music by Mitchell Berger. 1994 Beauty and the Beast with music by Alan Menken for 9 new songs. Remaining songs feature the lyrics of Howard Ashman, as written for the 1991 film. 1996 Heathcliff with music by John Farrath. 1997 The Lion King with music by Elton John. 1997 King David with music by Alan Menken. 2000 Aida with music by Elton John. 2005 The Likes of Us with music by Andrew Lloyd Webber. 2011 The Wizard of Oz with music by Andrew Lloyd Webber for 6 new songs, also additional lyrics for 4 songs with music by Harold Arlen and lyrics by E.Y. Harburg. The remaining 13 songs are solely by Arlen and Harburg. 2013 From Here to Eternity with music by Stuart Bryson, based on the James Jones novel of the same name. Film and television work. In addition to adaptations of his theatrical productions, Rice has worked on several original film and television projects. 1983 Octopussy with music by Rita Coolidge. 1992 Aladdin with music by Alan Menken, completed work begun by Howard Ashman, then David Zippel. 1994 The Lion King with music by Elton John, score by Hans Zimmer. 2000 The Road to El Dorado with music by Elton John, score by Hans Zimmer and John Powell. Lyricist. It's Easy for You, recorded by Elvis Presley on his album, Moody Blue. Legal Boys, recorded by Elton John on his album Jump Up. 1981 concept album. 1984 composed by Rick Wakeman and inspired by the George Orwell novel of the same title. The Second Time, The Last One to Leave, Hot as Sun, and Falling Down to Earth, on Elaine Page's 1981 self-titled album. All Time High, the theme tune to the James Bond film, Octopussy, written with John Barry and sung by Rita Coolidge. A Winter's Tale, written with Mike Batt and recorded by David Essex. The Fallen Priest, and The Golden Boy, for Freddie Mercury's 1988 album Barcelona. Peterloo was requested by Sir Malcolm Arnold Estate to write lyrics to the Peterloo Overture commemorating the horrific St. Peter's Fields massacre and maiming of men, women and children at a meeting in Manchester in August 1819. There was in mind to use it in 2012 for the Olympics or for the Queen's Jubilee celebrations, 60 years on throne, but instead it had its premiere at the Royal Albert Hall in London at the last night of the proms on Saturday, September 13, 2014, which was broadcast on BBC television. Other work. From 1979 to 1982, Rice was co-host of the BBC Two chat show Friday Night, Saturday Morning. Co-produced the 1986 London and 1988 Broadway productions of Chess as a partner in Three Nights Limited with Benny Andersson and Bjorn Ulvaeus. Co-produced the 1989 London production of Anything Goes as a partner in Anchorage Productions with Elaine Page. Co-produced with Andrew Powell, Elaine Page's 1981 self-titled album. Occasional panelist on the BBC Radio 4 panel game Just a Minute. Appears as host of the BBC Radio 2 weekly series Tim Rice's American Pie, which explores the music and musicians of each state in the USA.